Ladies and gentlemen, I've cracked under the stress of having to pay my rent in 3 days. So, now, I'm going to talk to you guys about the weather. And I've been watching this little hurricane situation. Some of the models have been sending pictured poetic rumors of for a while. We got a couple things to watch here. First of all, I think these are Azores high, whatever kind of highs you want to call them. They're two little binary-ish blobs of high pressure that rotate and roll around. Well, we got a bunch of giant storms that are breaking out right about now over the middle of America, like Kansas, Nebraska, and then they're going to move east. You should know the deal. This is not the first time this has happened in this wave after wave after wave pattern. And so, the new models that are coming out, they're called the 0Z. And we've been watching what could be our first tropical storm, tropical system, possibly even a hurricane of the season. And season doesn't start until a month from today. Probably like, June 1st? And so the weather has been a bit wild. And we're just keeping track of it for the now and the week. And in a weekish. Which is what these models are showing us. So, as already right now, it is 11:02 p.m. Texas time. And the next storm, which other meteorologists, professional ones, have said that this was going to be the biggest severe weather day of the year, which raised my eyebrows because we had over 60 tornadoes 2 weeks ago. And then we had 50 inches of rain in Hawaii last week in one day. So, the weather's definitely worth watching and staying aware, especially for your area. So in this situation, which will go through the weekend, we already had 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts that have blown through South Dakota with an intense line of storms. And this thing hasn't even really got going yet. And another reason, and then Nebraska has had over 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. And some of the edited videos that I'm still putting together, like some places have gotten some crazy hail lately. To where like everything is just covered in hail in an hour or two. But like it's just nothing but hail. And hail does a whole lot of damage to cars and windows and stuff. Most of that stuff is insured by an insurance company's got to pay for it. And remember, your government's, just like the banks, backstop insurance companies. So it's an interesting situation to continue to track. So yeah, we got another nasty storm rolling through the middle. And then we got a weird situation here because none of the other GFS models. Let me click this one. I'm glad you're here listening because I haven't talked about this one yet. Watch California, right? Doesn't show any rain really coming to California. And this goes, the new frames are rolling out now as we speak. This goes through Saturday. Right? It doesn't show any rain for real much at all. Going through California. But if we go here, it shows it seems to be quite a bit of rain through California through Thursday. Ends on Thursday. So that's fascinating. And remember, the models, there are a lot of them, they've been sketchy and weird. But the weather itself has been weird, so it's just hard to keep up at times. Another thing I want to remind you guys, last year, Harvey, I believe, went from a tropical storm to a Cat 5 in 24 hours. So that's like our weather metrics that we need to be working with in our minds, prepared for, is your area might get 50 inches of rain in one day. It's already happened once this year. Why wouldn't it happen again? It's just something to think about. And then the other thing is high wind. There was something else. I forgot it. Oh, yeah. And you need to be ready. Like, how fast could you get out of town? If you knew a Cat 5 was headed for you, or that one of these things that was going to train over you and drop 75 inches of rain in a day, how fast could you go if you had to go? Okay. And I want to find some type of the radar footage of the system that went over Hawaii. Because, I mean, 50 inches of rain, that's a Harvey in a day. That's what we're working with. And the weird and pretty destructive weather is happening somewhere. And if someone's like, you know what, this is all normal. No, it's not. I've been looking at damage sheets. And I don't even think many people are questioning these days. This is weird. I don't see a reason to argue about why it's happening. I just see us needing to prepare for it. So we're going to click through. I'm going to go into Windy. So how are you doing this evening? So yes, we have giant major storms rolling through the middle of America from now to the weekend. I think this is tomorrow. And expect the other days to get bigger. As the models lock in, the storms always seem to get worse. Remember, a fun game is trying to figure out what does that shape look like if it wasn't a storm. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, it kind of looks like there's a dude with like a surfer poof. There's his chin, shoulder, and he's flying like Superman. So, he's got his hand maybe over a volcano in Mexico. Now remember, the volcanoes have been popping off like crazy. So, that's also something else to factor in. Which brings me back to our area of low pressure over here we're watching. Because what I'm thinking might happen is, see this giant Azores high that all the moisture, Gulf Coast moisture, is rolling around? And then it all heads into Europe. Well, this moisture spot, it goes around. Now, the models so far have it eating into the high. And then some people are saying the wind shear will be strong. But I'm saying if the right circumstances happen, then it'll go up the coast. And who knows what it'll be when it does. It's a week away, but it's definitely one to watch. But on these models, I don't seem to say the storm is going to be that bad. Though other people are saying, yeah, it's going to be really bad. The models haven't shown it yet in the visual data that they're outputting, in my opinion. So, this is our storm right here. And as I was saying earlier, that already in these tinier giant cells, 60-mile-per-hour winds have been recorded. So that is definitely fascinating. Now we're going to take a look at our crystal ball, the future. So yeah, it looks like it'll get going in about 24 hours. It's a lot worse. It looks like an explosion through Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan. And look at that thing. So they're both moving to meet up. And these things are growing to incredible sizes. This has some rain coming through California. A little bit, not much. But I think we're going to see some tornadoes this weekend. I mean, this week, Tuesday, and days are off. Dang you, Mandela effect. These are just so weird. Everything is so weird. But we're used to it, right? It's been weird since 2012. See, there's our little system right there. See how it's riding along the Azores high, the Bermuda high headed towards. And I'm not a professional meteorologist. You can always correct me if I make a mistake. I'm trying to do my best, and usually I do a decent job. Or way above average. Yeah, you can leave me on a report card. Or you can leave me a donation or contribution to my PayPal or my P.O. box. Because this is a THORnews Hurricane and Sitcom fundraiser. There's a story explaining that in the fundraiser video. And so for the next few days, I'll be doing what I can to make sure I can pay my $590 rent. So I need like $480 more. Last time I checked. Shit. So, I'll be making tons of videos for the next 70 hours. So, I appreciate you guys. So look at the weather right now. And on here, look how giant, and these systems continue to repeat. And it almost looks like these are the same processes that carved out the coast itself. I mean, we have watched these patterns, and they seem to be focusing on the same area, the high northeast. So, it is my guess, I've already said I think we're definitely going to get hit by a hurricane or two, probably this season. I hope I'm totally wrong, but I see no reason to not prepare for it. I think we might even see East Coast action, which you don't usually see in a hurricane season because of the wind shear and the Bermuda High. And so, I don't know, things have been so wacky. Remember when we had that polar vortex split that led to sudden stratospheric warming? It was only like 3 months ago, you know? And if you look at the atmosphere, the jet stream, it's been a bit weird. Like, oh yeah, let's do that right now. Give a little extra bonus. We're going to look at the jet stream at 250 miles up. Or meters. 1 or 2. Anyway. So there it is. There's a jet stream. Like, you know, you think a stream like a river or a lake. There's some like long ponds. Strips of water. I don't know. It's not really a stream. That's all broken up. So, things are weird all over. And we continue to see a lot of infrastructure, flooding, damage. All over the world, really. There's a lot of major flooding in China, Thailand, volcano problems. It even flooded in Israel like a week ago. Like, bad flooding. I mean, when it's flooding in the Middle East, that means, you know, the weather's wild and wacky. What is that, like, red licorice, Twizzler, jet stream thing doing? Man, that's just all effed up, B. Alright, that's our THORnews look at the weather. If you missed my voice, well, I'll probably be back up with a video in the very near future. Peace out. Stay cool. Talk to you guys soon.